Well, hey guys, that is such a nice thing to say, Angel K. I love you all. Aren't we an amazing family? We really are. I love Angel K. She's a lot of you met her at the Nashville meetup. She's incredible. Hey, Lacey Silver. Hey, Mods. Thanks for being here on a Friday night, guys. Fridays are weird. I never know if I should stream on Fridays. Hey, Debbie A. JoJo made it. Joel Sachs is here. Abigail. Hey, Abigail. Let's see. Scrolling down. Hey, Donna Cooper. What am I hearing? I have a window open. That's loud. Charcoal Ninja made it. Diana H is here. Megan. Hey, Megan Roberts. Squirrel Girl. I need to hurry up or I'm going to get behind. Hey, Meredith Lynn. Just Joan made it. Thank you, Megan Roberts. Hey, Justice, I am. Hey, Joanne Hawley. No one is here. Marissa Martin, Squirrel Girl. Love you, babe. Hey, Bohemian Luciferian Witch. I've got words. Hey, Buffy. Carrie Wilson. Alicia. Starlina. Thank you. I never wear these necklaces. We talked about this, remember? And it was very last minute. I remembered it and I pulled it out of its little jewelry pouch thing that it comes in. I grabbed it. Hey, Jennifer Ogle. Hey, Rue, Sherry Taylor, Armine. Dang, girl, what are you doing up? I feel bad for Armine. Love it, made it. Marie Marion, Aspire to Inspire. Ghostwriter. It's a weird Friday. Buffy, she's pretty good. She took her last pill yesterday, so I think she's doing pretty good. Hey, Lori Ellingson, now is the time for me to pay attention to that to see if she does well without them. Panda, hey, Carol, thanks, Carol. Hey, MLG Gamer, Stella. My poor dad has been unwell in the hospital. Please send positive thoughts his way. Hope you're well. Positive thoughts definitely coming your way to the UK, babe. That makes me very sad for you. Please tell your dad that we're thinking about him. Prayers, thoughts, healing, and that to you as well. I love Stella. She's amazing. Thanks for telling us that, Stella. That was kind of you. Hey, Alana. Good for you, Alana. I love that. Text me and let me know. Thank you, Sherry Taylor. Original Anne. You're making chili. Hux just finished my batch that I made last weekend. He went crazy over my chili. I wonder what I did differently because he doesn't usually eat it. Although I made spinach artichoke dip as well, and he never eats it. And he ate some. This was like 3 or 4 days ago. And he was like, Mom, he goes, have you ever made this before? And I was like, son, I make that like 10 times a year. He was like, keep making this. I'm like, yeah, I've been making that forever. Hey, Eric, Kim Leaf, Angie Mo. Thanks, babe. Jan is here. Michelle Lynn. Melissa. Thank you, Michelle Lynn. Hey, Catherine B. Catherine B is going on a first date this weekend. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear about this in the Zoom call. Huxley, can you please let your weird brother in? He's at the front door. He's so chatty. Catherine B, I can't wait to hear this, babe. I cannot wait to hear about it. Hey, Aileen. Spooky Pook. Thanks, babe. Wow. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Abigail, turquoise heart jewelry. Guys, that is really kind. Abigail, thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who is. You guys are just very giving and very loving people. And I mean that. I've been reflecting on it a lot. I just want to say thank you. I never take that for granted. And I think about it every day. And I think that could go away at any time. And I'm a very, very lucky person to have all of you in my life. Thank you. Thank you, Aspire to Inspire. Thanks, Charcoal Ninja. Hey, Renee B. Heather. That's okay, Heather. Wisconsin Barb Lilac Lime. Thank you. I was thinking it's a good fall color. It's a great, like plum kind of fall. Thank you, Stella. My mom is doing well. I've been with her all afternoon today. Hey, sweet and salty. Mimi made it. Thanks, Mimi. He doesn't want to come in. I'll just let you know, Hux, because he's being loud. Hey, Rhonda McNeil. Jamie Palmer made it. Crafty Carrie. DS Kitty Diane. Hey, Lumen. Ghost Rider. Okay, I just caught up. Hey, Callie Galley. Ewa, welcome in. I've been with my mom most of the afternoon today. She is much more sore today. And like I think she was pretty excited that she was feeling good the day she came home, and now she's feeling it. She said it hurts when she walks, and it's just really become kind of comical. Thank you, Angel K. It's become a little bit comical only because my mom was resting when I got there today to check on her. And I don't, my mom's possibly, hey, Brock Bandy, welcome in. It's nice to see you over here. Hey, Debbie Zito. My mom is kind of dramatic, and I'm not sure where that came from or why. This is not a family of dramatic women. You can interpret that however you'd like. And she sat up and she was like, help me up, Reese. I'm going to try to walk. And first of all, look, we don't do sympathy in the Church of Scientology. So that's out the window. And I think that that's what mom was trying to get. But the other thing is, here's the other reason that I have little sympathy for mom. She's 70. I worked in senior living. Deborah Ricci, love you, babe. And do you guys remember Viola? Do you remember the picture of Viola? Viola made it to almost 100. Her birthday actually is November 4th. She made it to almost 104. I think she made it almost to 104. Viola got a hip replacement surgery at 99. And Fred and I went to visit her in the hospital. And she said to him when we went into her room, I went, come on, Grandpa. I came walking in with Fred, and she looked at him and she went, hello, Grandpa. And she was older than Fred, and it was the cutest thing you'd ever seen. The point to this story is my mom is 70. Okay. Viola had a hip replacement at 99. Diane, nobody feels bad about this. So my mom gets up and she has her walker and she goes, I'll walk you to the door. It's like she's changed, like she's aged. She's trying to match the age with the walker or something. I'm not really sure, but I was hip to it. I was like, Diane, I got your number. I know what you're doing. So she walks me to the door and she's all slow and she has on her slipper socks. And yeah, Viola sometimes didn't have her teeth in, Debbie Zito, when she'd come down to check the mail and she'd go, Reese, I was married 3 times and I didn't kill any of them. And I was like, you don't have to tell me, girl. Sometimes they need to go. And sometimes they don't want to go, but it's their time to go home. You know what I mean? So my mom scoots me to the door, and there's a rug in front of the door. And I said, Mom, just stop there. You don't need to try to go over the rug with your walker. Rugs are killers for seniors. And Gertie's looking at my mom all weird because she's like, what happened to my grandma? And I said, well, now she's your great grandma. So that we just leapt into great grandma. Speaking of, my goodness. Come here, Gidget. Do you remember seeing your great grandma today and how confused you felt when you saw her? I know, Renee B. Hey, Jeanette Brown. So my mom gets to the door with me and I'm like, okay, I'll be back later to check on you. And she goes, isn't this just the worst? She goes, isn't this just the worst thing? It's awful, isn't it? And I'm like, she's just dying for me to just be like, oh, you poor mother. She's 70. Viola was 99. No one wants to hear about it, Diane. So what I said to her was this. I said, Mom, it's not the worst thing. I said, you're just incredibly dramatic. And I think that was hard for her. And my dad was standing behind her and he was like, trying not to admit to anything. But I was like, yeah, Mom. Because she was like, isn't this just the worst thing, Reese? And I was like, no, it's not, Mom. It's actually not the worst thing. And you only have to have a walker for like the first week. It's absolutely, hey, Rain. I was like, this is poor acting, Diane. Like I would have expected better and I would have expected more. You're better than this. This is America and you just had surgery and it went well and you're living your life beautifully. Like, I don't know. I'm not so sure that I buy the story that she's selling. So actually, I have a topic. Do you think Viola would be a good wing woman when getting into mischief? It's hard to say. Viola was really funny and she was incredible. And thanks, Rain. But she was a very polished woman. Viola never wore pants in her life. She only wore skirts. Do you remember all the pictures I showed you of Viola? Oh my God. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy. She was so adorable. She did forget to put her teeth in all the time. It was a lot. It was so cute. She had silly jokes and she was funny, but she was a very religious person. So I don't know. What I'm trying to say is if you had like to protect yourself with an alibi, I don't know that Viola is going to be there for you. I feel like she'd rat you out. Hey, Liz, Don Davies. I feel like Viola would be the first to be like, okay, she's lying. I don't know, but she was an incredible woman. And I'll never forget when she fell and broke her hip. She was not found for hours. She was in a bathroom, her bathroom. And she told me the story after, and she was like, I was laying there just saying, please, God, I'm not ready to go yet. I was like, you're 99. Like, that's inspiring that you weren't ready to go. Most people in their 90s and senior living were like Fred. He was like, babe, if God calls my name out of a hat, it's just time to go home to God's house. And then some of them were like, gave up on life. Some of them were like, I wish the Lord would take me. So it was kind of crazy to hear a 99-year-old. Wow, do you remember Viola? Viola carried you around really little today, Gidget. Really beautiful, really looking gorgeous on this fall crisp day. Did you know that you were born right next to the Lord in the holy hay? Like, were you aware of it? Do you recall being born next to Christ in all of your perfection? Did you know that there was no light yet at all? Reese is a human bucket of ice water. Melissa, nothing truer has ever been said until right now in 2025 in this moment. Did you know that there was no light at all on earth until you were born? And the Lord said, let there be frosted mini wheats with eyeballs born into the holy hay. And then you were spoken. Oh. And then you were spoken into the world. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Critters Creations. And then he said, oh, yeah, I forgot. Let there be light and shit. And then there was light, but until then, the Lord spoke you into existence first. It was just you and his son, JC. And then I think Mary and Christopher were there. And then there was a giraffe and like a couple of llamas, and that was it. Oh, I forgot about the three wise guys. Hey, DNV. Those were the only people on earth. The three wise guys who brought the mirth and the candles and the Nag Champa smelly stuff, incense, and the gold stones. And they pointed to the North Star because that's the only light that they had. And then the Lord said, oh, yeah, let there be light. She loves to hear her birth story, Buffy, and that's why we do it. We do it for Gidget because Gidget is so little and she was chosen for the one spoken into existence to be born right next to Christ. And that's worth talking about. Oh, that's sweet, Rain. God, speaking of sweet, look at it. Look at this. Oh, the husband, Joseph. I thought it was Christopher. I'm sorry. You were born with your parents, Mary and Joseph. I'm not sure who Christopher was. Didn't you tell me that your dad's name was Christopher? Okay. I'm not sure about that. Maybe that was a different story. What came first, Gidget or light, Marissa Martin? I think we all know the answer to that. She was here before. Was Adam and Eve before Jesus? I think Adam and Eve happened before Jesus. So Adam and Eve, I guess, were here first, but then it was you and Christ and Joe and Mary, and then the three wise guys, the giraffe, and a couple of llamas. That's it. And the holy hay. And you guys were all born together there. Did you know this? Hey, Colleen. Okay, yeah. So they were here first. Yeah, there would be no light without Lydia. This is true, Rain. That is a fact. You can actually look in the Bible. Adam and Eve was the beginning. Jesus comes 2,000 years later. So Jesus never met Adam and Eve. Love you, Jojo. Hey, Amber Waves of Grain. Uh, Interesting. So Jesus didn't walk in the garden with Adam and Eve. I thought he did, but you know what? That makes more sense that he didn't. All right, then. What are you going to do tonight, Sasha? Besides recite your birth story, should we really show you to the crowd? You look kind of sleepy, Sasha. Oh my God. It's a lot of extra, girl. You guys, it's a lot. I wish you could all be here and we could just pass her around like a joint. So I actually do have a topic. Can I set you down now? Good Lord, it's small. I wish you could get an idea of size. Like, look at my hand. This is like a newborn. It's like an infant. If they had not sinned, Jesus would have never had to come to earth. Oh, hey, Lori Lee. So it's a shame because if you had been born with Adam and Eve, you would have talked him out of sinning, I'm sure, because the main thing about your life that the Lord says, and it is in the Bible, is that you've never made a mistake ever because you were born next to Christ and Christ taught you that. So you've never also sinned. You've never made a mistake once. And you've won every award at the Westminster Dog Show. Did you know this? So if you had been around with Adam and Eve, you probably would have taught them to never make mistakes. I think she has, Renee B. I think that her, thanks, Carol. I think that her, is your neck better or are you just not moving intentionally? Do you have anything that you could say to us right now? Oh my God, girl. I wish we could pass you around. When I took her to the senior living place every day, hey, Barpo, when I took her to the senior living place to work with me every day, they literally passed her around all day. They would put Gertie into their walkers and push her around. They would fight over her. And then people would come up to me like this, holding her, and they would say, this lowers my blood pressure. And I believed it. I'm sure it did. Like, wouldn't this put you at ease? Look at it. Just look at this. Look at that. Look at this footy paw right here. It's from a Grinch story. That's a Dr. Seuss footy paw. And it smells like wood chips and honey. It smells like a hamster cage. Did you know how blessed we are to have you on this channel and in our life? Guys, sometimes I get weird. I mean, I know that you know this, but it gets weird for me. It starts to get really weird really fast. Like, it is, Renee B. It's but better than a human. Hey, Audra in Denver. I mean, hey, Natalie, here's the thing. I've had her for 9 years now, and every single day I look at her. It's no joke. I'm not lying. I look at this and I hold it and I go, it's like I've never seen it before. I fall in love all over again. I really do. I'm like, did it get smaller? Look at its footies. Hey, Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. Look at the footies. It's really unreal. And just the complete laziness of it all, and just the fact that she doesn't care about anything. She doesn't care about a damn thing at all. Oh, we're falling asleep now. We're just falling asleep in this position. Look at it. Armine, are you looking at this? And then we'll move on, guys, to the topic. But it's hard to do sometimes. It's hard to carry on with your life. Joanne Hawley, she gets it. She says it's impossible not to love her. Somebody threw this animal out of a moving vehicle. Somebody threw her out of a car. When I adopted her, she had broken ribs and broken feet. I couldn't even adopt her. I had to wait for that stuff to heal. She's in her safe place, Marissa Martin. It's unbelievable. Every time I look at you, every single time, Lorraine. Kiss your mom. Oh, it's a lot. That's incredible. Buffy, I can confirm it's real. Oh, I know, Renee B. I think about all the time how lucky I am to have Gertie and how depressed I get. Armine, how depressed I get when I think she's not immortal. But one day you will have to leave Earth and you'll go back up to where you came from, and you'll be sitting next to the Lord and Christ. Whenever people die and come and they try to go to heaven, you're going to sit there and judge them with the other two. You'll be sitting next to the Lord, and you'll be sitting in Christ's lap again. That's how we look at it, so we don't get too sad. We try not to get really sad about it, and we have the same hair. Hey, Sharon Valdez. We try not to get sad, because all that's going to happen is God's going to reach down, pick her back up, and take her back home. God just says, we let her come down for a little bit. She'll be here when you guys get here. That's how I cope with the fact that she's going to be dead one day. Hey, Holly Day, Jeanette Brown, they're the best. All right, we're going to set you down now so we can get on with the show. We'll see you soon, though. Love you, Gidget. My God. I'm serious. That dog brings me so much happiness. Like, it's unbelievable. And every time I see her, I think, did it get smaller? Did it get cuter? Fred will come to collect her one day. It's no big deal. That's how I try to look at it, because we have to start now. I'm serious. She will merge fully with the Holy Spirit and be omnipresent. Never worry. I'm serious. It has to start now. I have to prepare myself in my head. This is why I don't want to get any more pets, because I start getting weird when they get to the age of about 12. That's when I lost Gary, my Chihuahua. Hey, Grandma Sunshine Dragon. Thank you. You like this one? It's an agate, and I always think it looks like a vag. Thank you. I actually have a topic. I have an interesting topic tonight. You know when, wow. Thank you. Shell says that color looks amazing on you. Thank you. What would we call it? I would call this like a plum. That's my thought on it. Yeah. Rain says, I do the same thing when they turn 12. Like, you just start getting weird. I start getting really weird and uncomfortable. And so I have to figure out ways to cope. And so I just think she's just going to, like Fred said, go home to God's house. You're lucky there, Buffy. Bo is 4, so I don't ever think or worry about that. He's very youthful. And quite honestly, hey, Jana Hertzberg, she is too. Gertie's very youthful. We walk about 20 minutes a day at my mom's farm, and she runs and romps and frolics, and it's fine, but at some point that's going to slow down and it's going to kill me. Thank you, Armine. So I had a Zoom call today at my other job, and something occurred to me. Dawn Davies, I'm so sorry. She lost her black lab at 13. Thank you, Sandra. Never gets easier, babe, and I'm really sorry. It's actually pretty good, though, for a black lab. I feel like I don't feel like, I know. The larger the dog, the shorter the life expectancy. So that's pretty good. Yeah, Angie Moe's dog passed at 12. Oh, God, I know. Natalie Strasser. Thank you, Original Ann. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Renee B. Bentley was only 10. Yeah, Holly Day. Natalie Strasser says, raise your hand if you cried last week when we thought Gertie was leaving us. Just me? Anyone? It was a close one for me. I was really trying to stay positive. If you recall, I was like trying to avoid talking about it, and I was trying to stay positive. That was tough for me. But that's part of preparing yourself. I was trying to just like, it's going to happen, guys. I'm going to get that news. Oh, Shelly. Hey, Cheryl Anderson. That's amazing, Eric. I shut it off when that part came on. Wow, Ghost Rider. I understand. Susan P. Yadira. I'm sorry, guys. I really wasn't trying to, Holly Day, I'm sure I felt bad about it. I really wasn't trying to stir up drama and do that. And I was trying to just kind of, I bet Armine was one of the people who was very kind and helped Gertie with her vet bill. Thank you, Armine. Again, thank you to the other people who sent me something for that. There will definitely be animals in heaven. I can't wait to see my babies again. Kasha, my Saluki mix. Shadow, my Seal Point kitty murdered by a stray dog on Mother's Day. Oh my God. And Marco, my ragdoll kitty. That is horrible. And I'm sorry that happened to you. That happened to my sister's cat. It was attacked and killed by a stray, like a pit bull. in Omaha a long time ago, but it was horrific. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yes, she is part of our lives too. Absolutely, Yadira. Hey, Nicole Hazelmiller. Yeah, guys, just keep in mind it will happen one day. Like I hate to be like that, but it will happen one day, and that's going to be hard, and we'll all have to lean on each other when it does. It'll be rough, but it doesn't have to. I'm hoping it will be. She's super healthy, so I'm hoping that she lives to be like 15, 16. I don't want her to get to a point where she's has no quality of life, but let's hope that happens. Um, Rachel, welcome in, babe. It's okay, Rachel. Tammy, wow, our oldest was 18, a cat named Molly Muggins. That is such a cute name, but 18 is pretty amazing. That's pretty damn amazing, really. I hope Kid lives that long. So I do have a topic, and I want to get into it because you know how I sometimes realize stuff, and then I'm like, I know this isn't what am I trying to say? I know this isn't shocking to you guys. I'm sure you've learned this throughout life, and I'm just jumping on board. You know how something will like really shock me that's a basic thing? I have a Gertie here. Hold on. Got it. Tamber June, my great aunt had a 20-year-old cat with eye cancer still going. That's incredible. That's crazy. Susan P's poodle baby lived till 19. That's a long time. I don't know that I want Gertie to live that long, but it's because I don't want to live. I don't even want to live into my 90s. I don't want an animal that's going to be like, looks like it's kind of suffering or has no quality of life. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Hey, Linda Garden Lady. Good for you, Heather. That's pretty good. 17. You know how that happens to me and I'll realize something and it really sticks with me. And I'm like, I can't believe I didn't realize that. You know how I kind of, when I realized everything is subjective, I've kind of carried that with me. There's certain little tools and things that I've learned where I'm like, I never thought of that. And it's stuck with me. This is something today that I figured out with a friend on the phone that's stuck with me. It will stick with me. Okay. So listen up. This is really interesting to me and I want your feedback. So a friend and I were talking today, and this is kind of crazy actually. She's been with a guy that she's dating, I don't know, a couple years now. And I don't know the situation that well. I don't really couldn't speak to their relationship much. I don't know a whole lot there. But we were mid conversation today, and this person was kind of like being out of character with her. This is her boyfriend, right? Like she knows him really well. And she was getting like flustered about it. And she was like, this is so weird. Like, this is so out of character for me. And I don't know what to do. And like, we talked about it, but that's not the point. Whatever went on between them, I really don't know. But the point is, she said something to me, and then I let her go on the phone anyway. And it kicked off all kinds of thoughts for me. And I started writing them down. Oh, thank you, Trisha Kelly. And I couldn't stop writing and thinking about it. It was one of those just like rabbit things I went down. And I want to know what you guys think about this. This is really weird. It's like an epiphany. My friend said to me, this is what kicked the whole thing off before I let her go. This is insane. This is what she said. And I felt bad. And I said, I'm sorry, I got to write that down. She was talking and she was going on about our conversation, but she was also talking about her relationship. And she said something, and I said, I got to write that down. And it really stuck with me. And I want you guys to hear me out on this. I want to talk this out. Okay. This is simple, but we have to break this down. There's so much more to this. This is so not on the surface. Listen to this simple sentence. Are you guys there? Nobody's commenting. And then I start panicking, thinking that my internet went out. But it's just that this channel doesn't have as much chatter that it used to. And it freaks me out. Usually the chat's going, okay, Yadira, thank you for breaking it up. Usually the chat's going fast and it usually does still, but when it doesn't and it stops like that, I'm like, when you're in a room and there's like noise and people talking and all of a sudden the sound and everything stops talking and everyone stops and you're like, what just happened? That's how I feel right now. Okay, okay, thank you. This simple sentence. We're waiting for you, bitch. Let's go. Okay, okay. I love you guys. This simple sentence. Thank you, class. Relationships are built on how conflict resolution happens. Whoa. She kept talking, and I was like, I got to write that down. Relationships are built on how conflict resolution happens. Okay. So we talked for like another 10 minutes, and I just had to stop her. I wouldn't let her continue on with her, which was going on with her. I had to stop her and talk about that for a minute. And I said, do you realize what you just said? Like what that means? Relationships, meaning romantic ones? Yes, Megan Roberts. Listen up, everybody. Whoa, that means friendships too. That means everything. I am forever permanently now from now on till I die going to judge every relationship on how somebody deals with conflict. That's all you need to know about any relationship going forward. And I said this to her. I'm sorry to be crass here. Anybody can fuck. Anybody can click and go, oh my God, our sex life is so good. Anybody can go out every Friday and party it up and have fun and drinks and dinner and spend money. Anybody can go out shopping. Anybody can travel. All those things are fun. This is like people who think like, I just met him and it's so perfect. Great. Cool. All of us can do what you're doing. Like, yay, that's fun. But I want to know how you guys deal with conflict resolution in particular. How do you, I feel like this shirt is like too big or something. I think it's a large and they didn't have a medium. And now I wish I had not bought it because it's like too big. It's like weird. Interesting. That's what Dr. Phil says. Got to learn to negotiate. Oh, I like that. It's absolutely a fact, but not just boyfriend, girlfriend, or your partner, or whomever you're with romantically, or if you're a polygamist or whatever it is. All relationships with your family, relationships with your best friend, right? I want to know how you, hey, Kay Thompson, I want to know how you resolved conflict because that tells me all I need to know about you if I want to move forward with you. That tells me all I need to know about your character. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? This is like unlocking a secret, in my opinion, of human relationships and how things run behind the scenes. Yes, honeymoon. Hey, Anna Banana, honeymoon phase, and then the real life problems develop. Yeah, everybody's going to experience that. Yeah, can you read that again so I can write it down? Absolutely. Relationships are built on how conflict resolution happens. That is absolute truth. I don't need to know anything else. If you can't resolve conflict in a respectful way, if you can't respect people's boundaries, if you blow through those, hey, just Julia, I managed to make a live. Welcome in, babe. I wonder how our other Julia is doing, who came to the Zoom calls. I really miss her and I hope she's doing well. Guys, here's the other thing she said. Okay, so I'm going to just add to this. I want to go into that, but hold on. This was amazing. Think about this for a minute in your own life. Because I let people cross my boundaries all the time. Is this just, she said to me, is this just about being right? Then who wins? Hey, Joy Forbes, my last marriage was all about just who was right. Yes. And I agree with this. The worst is when you have no conflict resolution, Holly Day. It's the worst. But it's so, sorry guys, I'm really itchy all of a sudden. It's my damn allergies. The worst is either no conflict resolution or the one of you just it's about being right. So you just keep fighting. You're not trying to resolve. Do you ever have someone like that who's not even interested? They just want to keep the motion going. Sometimes you're both wrong. Absolutely. Sometimes, Rain, you have two people who just want to be right. Like it's just a matter of fighting for control. Like it's not about resolving, and that is something I just learned today. My last marriage completely was that there was never ever conflict resolution. It was about him being right, and it was about him saying to me like, you're just an uneducated Scientologist. You don't have any common sense. Your thoughts are not within reality, and that's okay. Like that, he just was condescending and talked down to me. Like he always made me feel like a lesser person, right? Yeah, I just shut down. So do I, Angel. Okay. I just get quiet. I'm like, okay, so this is going nowhere. I'm done. I pull away. So the other thing she said was that she goes, is this just about being right? And if, hey, honey Lou, if that's the case, who wins? There's no resolution. Nobody fucking wins. So then the other thing she said, and this was so true, I had to write it down because it applies to me. She goes, if I'm in a relationship and he starts to get like there's no resolution and he's just fighting to fight or fighting to be right, she said, I almost am like a mouse like in a corner, and he's got the cheese but he's like doing this and trying to catch me, and like there's too much movement. She was like, I leave. And I was like, so do I. I'm the same way. My ex always said, I may not be right, but I'm never wrong. Oh my god, that sounds like Jeff. Liz, makes total sense. Good to know if someone listens to the other person to understand where they're coming from so you can come to a resolution, or just plows over the person without caring about them or their feelings. Yes. Well, hey there, cutie. Looking real extra. Really cute. I know what that's about. And I know you do too. I'm looking forward to it. You know what that's about. Liz, this is so true. And thank you for the super chat, but this is so true. This is the other thing I was going to say. She's absolutely right. So at some point you're in a relationship with someone who's just arguing to argue. They're not listening at all. Do you ever meet people who listen to respond, to react? They're not even really listening. They're hearing you just so they can react. That was my last marriage. So then that's exactly it. It's like, then who wins? There's no conflict resolution here. You're not even working toward it. You're listening to react. That's stupid. I'm not interested in that. I'm not into that at all. I have grown so much from that. Liz, thank you for your super chat. That was super important what you said. Okay. That's fine then. You do the same. Why don't you be acting right while you're at it? It's so important to me what she said, because it applies to every relationship in your life. It applies to your work coworkers. It applies to your spouse. It applies to your side piece, your roommate, right? It applies to everybody, your girlfriend, everything. If you're with somebody that is showing signs of like super aggression or abuse, and they just blow through your boundaries, and you here's the other thing. Mel Robbins says this, and I said this to my friend today, and she goes, oh, it's so true. And she loves Mel Robbins. Behavior is what's true. And she goes, oh, it's so right. Guys, behavior is what's true. Behavior is the truth. So I said that to her before we hung up the phone. I said, remember that. Like, pay attention to right now to how you feel in this moment. Pay attention to all of those things, because it's super important also, in my opinion, to only be around people who make you feel safe, secure, especially when there's fucking conflict. Excuse me, my period is starting in the next day or so. Especially when there's conflict. Pay attention to how the people that you spend your time with make you feel when there's conflict. You know, it's possible to have conflict and go, hey, I I'm feeling a certain way about this. I don't like how I feel right now in this conversation. And if you're with the right person, the right friend, the right coworker, they're going to be respectful and go, "Oh, she just put up a boundary. Yeah, let's talk that out. What happened? Okay, yeah, I was disrespectful. I'm sorry." Is there's nothing wrong with conflict, but it's how you deal with it. And that's all I need to know. That's your character. That's all I need to know about you. One of my latest epiphanies, the only thing that matters is what people do. Jill Turner, yes, because behavior is a language, what Rachel Sandy just said. And Mel Robbins says behavior is what's true. Nobody gives a shit about what you say. It's, are you actually doing it? Are you following through with what you say? Are you who you say you are? And all we have to do is pop the popcorn and sit back and watch. And that may be with your husband, your girlfriend, your best friend. Just sit back and watch because you don't need to do any digging. They will show you. Behavior is always true, and it always is a sure thing. It will come out. Even if somebody's a fake, we've met a lot of phonies, we've met a lot of disingenuous people in our lives, and it always comes out. Rotten fruit falls all on its own. Jill Turner loves this discussion. Me too. Sherry Taylor, walking your talk. I'm 41. I don't hardly have any friends. I'm ready to step into this new part of my life where I own what I say and I'm sure of what I say. Right, Liz? Baby steps. Just getting here, out and about. So proud of my daughter and son-in-law. From the beginning of their relationship, always respectfully talked things out. That is major. No matter how long it took. Married, young, still doing great 5 years later. Baby steps. Tell them, please tell them from this channel that we congratulate them and they're doing the actual action. Like, there's so many people that don't do what you just said. Hey, wine. It's so impressive to me. I don't give a shit about, if she would have said, like, they're doing great. They live in a $2 million home and so successful. And they both make so much money. Hey, Mark. And she travels all the time. Like, that's great. That's cool. I'm glad for your success. But like, people love to tell you that. They do it on social media. They want to show you the best version of themselves. Like, look at me and my expensive and things and stuff and labels. Save it. I like what she just said. They're respectful to each other, right? They respect each other's space. They're a safe space for one another. I don't give a shit if you live in a shack. That's incredible to me. It's not about stuff when it comes to relationships, whether it be a marriage or your friends. It's way more important and deeper to me to respect. Like, I think at the first part of your life, maybe it's a little more about that. Like, let me show off what I have. And as you get older, it's like I was talking, but thank you for your super chat, baby steps. This is why I want to sell everything I've ever owned and move. I want to move with nothing. I just want to make the money to be able to move because now I feel so much more solid about what makes me happy. And it's never been all the stuff that I've consumed and collected over since I've been 18, 19, when I got my first apartment. I've been collecting stuff. And I thought all this time, that's what makes me happy. I married Jeff, who is this prestigious guy, I thought, and like, wow, he owns his own company and he's a big talker and the chillest. Turns out that's not what's important. That guy treated me and so many people like absolute shit. That's not where it's at. Where it's at is, are you guys healthy? He went to naked houses, Buffy. Enough said. Stop going to naked houses and maybe we'll have a conversation. But you can't go to naked houses and then turn around and make someone try to feel bad about their life and their background in Scientology when you're just spending time going to naked homes, right? It's so true though. It's amazing to me. The pivotal turning moment for me is it's not about any of that. My circle may be 2 people and I'm okay with that as long as they're authentic people and they do what they say. And the biggest thing for me is my biggest trigger that I have learned about me is from bull bait. I cannot be yelled at. I will shut. Hey, you are loved. I will shut the F down. Naked neighborhoods, Angie. Damn, Angie Moe took it even further. Naked neighborhoods, naked communities, naked cul-de-sacs. Joanne Hawley, it's like when you're telling someone something important, you say to say, and instead of them taking the time to absorb what you're saying, you barely finish and they already thinking about what they're going to. Yes, people who are just like fighting to fight, or they're hearing you so that they can quickly respond and react. It's like you're not hearing, you're not listening. And I'm not interested in carrying on relationships or conversations with people like that. At this point in my life, it feels like a waste of time because some people are just out for conflict. They don't want to resolve it, they want to have it. You remember the person, and I'm not throwing this person under the bus. She probably still comes to the channel and probably doesn't hate me. But the person, I think it was a mistake to start something with me and then go, there's nothing wrong with a healthy debate. There is if you're just wanting to debate me. I didn't ask for that. I don't want to debate. Shouldn't I consent to that? Like, you didn't ask. You just poked and then said, "Oh, let's debate." Like, no. Thank you, Joanne Hawley. I love you and I love your input. Thank you for the super chat. Kate Thompson, say what you mean what you say, and do what you say you're going to do. It's not that hard. And money is not the only measure of success. In fact, it's fairly weak to me. I want to make money. Don't get me wrong. I want to be able to support myself. I want to be able to travel. I want to move. But it's the lowest thing on the list. Like, character is what's important to me. Doing what I love, doing something that I really enjoy, being able to use my voice for good, helping people. Big one on the list for me, right? Like making friendships, helping in any way that I possibly can, being there for people. Those are all character builders. And I think that's something that, again, what's important to me, what was that quote that I have in my notes? Like, the only true currency in this world is the effect that we have on others. So money is not at the top of the list there at all. It's the effect that you have on me and that I have on you. Do we walk away from each other and you're like, she's a bitch, she's a liar, she's a backstabber, she's a mean girl, whatever it is, whatever the scenario, it's like, great. It's another conflict that went unresolved. I don't want that shit. I don't want it. Baby steps, thanks. I think my daughter probably led the way, but he is great too. Always has an old soul. I think women do that. I mean, it's not entirely true. Of course, men do it too, baby steps, but I'm sure she did. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. I mean, I think there's probably a lot of women that kind of carried that torch into a relationship. And let's face it, some men are trainable. And I don't know if I mean trainable, like teachable. Some men are teachable and it can change them because a woman can be a leader like that. And it can be vice versa. Men can do it too. I think that's a beautiful thing, whether it's a man or a woman. I think that's beautiful. Baby steps, thank you. Please tell her we're impressed. That's amazing, and I'm proud of her. Thank you for your super chat. Had to rewind for my teenage son, mic drop. Hey, honey Lou. Welcome in, babe. Tell him hi, and thank you for the super chat. Have a friend who assumes that I am going to say what I'm going to say, and I have stopped him and said, stop, let me finish. That is not what I was going to say. That's frustrating too, if it's a repeat situation, because then it's the same thing. It's like, you're just, hey, Kathy Burkhart, you just want to respond. There's just so many people that are so reactive, and it's like, I don't like that. Take the time to hear what I said and then form an idea of what you want to say. And the other thing is, I said this to my friend today. This is a reason that, hey, Copper Top, I'm not against it, but I'm not pro the idea for me in my life of being married, because I want to be able to speak for myself, think for myself. Let's put it this way. I would get married again, but I don't want to just be somebody's wife. It would have to be like a real partnership where there is full on the utmost respect. And I know I'm safe. I don't know about other women, but the top of the list priority for me, I have to feel safe at all times. There's no excuse for me not to feel safe. If I'm with somebody, I have to feel, and I don't mean physically, I mean definitely that ties into it, but I mean emotionally. This has to be a safe space for me at all times, that you're not going to yell at me, that you're not going to get triggered and flip out. And Buffy says that's the way it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, Buffy, my last marriage was the opposite of safe. It got worse and worse. It got more and more dangerous. And I think you just it's I'm thinking of my last friendships that I just lost, and how much they absolutely changed when things didn't go the way they wanted them to. And how abusive and aggressive things got almost immediately, how much it escalated when it didn't go their way, when I put up a boundary, how hateful it got just on a dime. And that's just friendships. Like, that's not safe. I don't want to be around that shit. I will never have friends again if that's how it has to be. I'm not attracted to drama, and I don't want to be around that shit. I don't like catty women who gossip, and at the change a drop of a hat, something changes and they turn into mean people or flip out on you. That's not safe. It's the same thing I want in a relationship with a partner. It's not fucking safe. I don't like it. I don't thrive on people being backstabby and mean and judgmental and like, this is what you need to be doing. I don't like it. Cut it all out. Very controlling, Angel K. They were very controlling, turned out. And I think they tried to be very intimidating and somehow use God even there, but then flip it on me, right? It was very strange. Maybe because you have changed, your expectations have changed. Friends and lovers can also change. It's about finding your balance. Well, that's the other hard part in being a relationship or just a friendship. Is Joan is absolutely right. People change, and then they either change with you, or they love the changers that, they're letting you be free to grow and change. Or it's like the friendships I lost. Like, you've changed. I don't like this new Reese who stands up for herself. I don't like that. That's exactly what happened with those friendships. You've put up boundaries. Oh, that's not going to work for me. I like being able to control you and tell you what to do and make you feel bad and shame you. That's exactly it. Reese, this is what you need to be doing. Stop reading or listening to sentences that start like that. Megan Roberts is right. All of us do. We don't need advice 24 hours a day. I ask for your feedback when I want your feedback. I was watching an episode the other night of Girls, and I watched like 10 minutes. It was a clip. And there's a part in it, none of you probably really watched that show, but there was a part in it where a guy showed a woman a tattoo he got. And she goes, "Oh, wow, that looks like a tribal, like," and he stopped her and he goes, "I didn't ask." And I was like, what a weird thing to say, but it's true. I mean, it's rude. I wouldn't do that to people, but it would be sometimes funny when someone, and it happens to all of us, when somebody inserts themselves into something like in everyday life. How funny would it be to just cut somebody off and go, "I didn't ask." Thanks, so. Like, you don't have to be a bitch about it, but just be like, "Yeah, I didn't ask. So how are you doing?" Because people do it all the time. It's such a bad habit. It's an addiction. I swear to you, it's an addiction. I have too many people that come at me that are just like, "You should be doing this. My mom did it this way, so you should do it this way. I find that this works. You need to be doing that." Look, their hearts are in the right place. They're not bad people, but it gets overwhelming when I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails and Facebook Messenger messages of people going, "I saw your last stream and here's my input." And it's 44 paragraphs. I just sometimes want to say, like, I didn't ask, but thank you. And I hope you're doing great. Kay Thompson, I love Girls. It's such a fun show. Hey, live the 444 dream. Respect your boundaries, hold the line. This is how you teach others to respect you. Exactly. So I said to my friend today, that makes me think. I said to my friend today, and she knows way more than I do on this. She's done way more work than I have. However, we agreed on so many things. This is a fact. This makes me think of it. You teach other people how to treat you. Those friends that I lost, I don't even hold them accountable because I saw all the red flags, guys, and I didn't do anything about it. Whose fault is that? It's not their fault. They just kept marching all over my boundaries and walking all over me. I didn't do anything about it. That's on me. I'm the one that needs to be accountable for that. And she's absolutely right here. Respect your boundaries, hold the line. This is how you teach others to respect you. Respect you, treat you. Hey, Caroline in Canada. I bet those emails are mentally exhausting. Not so much anymore, Angel K. I'm used to it and I can't respond to them all anyway. And the thing is, a lot of them are people that I know from the chat. So I know them. They're kind people. But I really believe this to be true. It is an addiction. I don't think it's an addiction that I have. I have other bad addictions, right? I would say my biggest addiction is not so much I'm aware of it now, but one, knowing the difference between who's in your corner and who's in your business. I have an addiction to people saying all the right things, love bombing me. And I'm like, yeah, let's be friends forever. I have a bad addiction there and I'm trying to, it's a habit. I have a bad habit. So that's me. My other addiction used to be for external validation. Like needing people to make me feel like I belong was an addiction. I don't feel that way anymore. Not at all. I don't give a shit if I sit alone at the table. I absolutely don't feel like, but I need you, but I need your approval. I need your validation. I need your confidence. I don't. I really don't need it. So those are two habits bad that I have, but I don't think that I have the habit or addiction of telling others what to do, of talking down to people going, you really shouldn't do it that way. You really should be doing it this way. I was raised to do it this way, or my sister does it this way, and you might like that too. You can say it as kind as you want, but it's still a habit. It's an absolute habit. And I think everybody who watches this, I am not preaching to you. I do not know the first thing. I'm never going to dole out advice to anybody. But I think it's worth just taking a look at yourself, reflect internally, and go, do I do that? We all do it. We all do it to a degree, right? But do you do it too much? My mom is that way. My mom is very much that way. Now, that's a mother. I'm sorry. I am so itchy right here. It feels like I have a cat hair on me and I don't. It's allergies and I haven't used my Flonase today. I forgot to do it this morning. My mom, now this is probably a common mother trait. I don't do it so much to Huxley because I kind of let him spread his wings and do his own thing. And I'm always like, I'm here if you need me kind of a thing, which isn't great. But my mom definitely will say, like my mom asked me today, hey, oh, Susanna, she goes, do your people still like you on your channel? And I said, yeah, as far as I know. And she goes, do people still watch you? And I was like, I don't know how to answer that. I do a show every day. I mean, people watch if they want to. I'm not really sure what that means. And then she'll just kind of like get into a negative. My mom can get kind of negative and go, you really should, or you really shouldn't, or I don't know how you do it. I don't know why you talk about such private things. I don't know how you could talk to people all around the world who like, it'll just kind of get into this weird, it's like an addiction. And it's like, I really want to say, but I would never say this to my mom. I wouldn't say this to anybody, but I really want to say, I didn't ask. When somebody says you really should, or I would say, one of my friends I don't have anymore said to me repeatedly, like 2 to 3 times a week, she'd get on the phone and go, I watched your last stream. I really don't think you should talk about that anymore. I really don't think that you should have, I think hey, Wendy Brewer, I don't think you should talk about that subject anymore. I think it makes people uncomfortable when you go there. I think that you shouldn't, she said to me all the time, I don't think you should talk about sex. It's a bad idea. It's a bad look for you. And I was like, well, you're not my PR agent. I don't have a PR agent. And I'm going to talk about whatever comes to mind because that's how I've always done my channel. You think I have a list of shit next to me that I'm like checking off, going, okay, I've talked about that. I've talked about that. What comes up is what's going to come up. It used to drive me nuts. But again, I'm at fault because I never did anything about it. So I just let her keep walking all over me and it drove me nuts. She'd go, I think it's a bad look. You need to stop talking about sex. And I was like, bad look for who? Who the fuck am I trying to impress? Who am I looking up to? Bad look for what? For whom? Who are we? Who are these people that I'm trying to kiss ass to? This is my channel. It's I can say whatever I want here. It's always been that way, right? Uh Thank you, Dark Roast, and I'm happy to see you. See, I want to do my channel similar to yours. My family is all freaked out about it. Hey, Margie Barr. Hey, Sam Ashby. So, this is one of those things. Grandma Sunshine Dragon, I'm not going to give you advice. The only thing I can say is when you're ready, you'll be ready. You know, if you're tied down by what other people think, or and I don't get me wrong, I've had that addiction myself. It is really hard to do a YouTube channel. People don't realize how hard it is. I think it's much easier to come out and have a theme, like if we did true crime every day and we picked a topic and we just showed like reels of stuff and talked about it as a group, that would be one thing. It is really hard to come out here and be vulnerable. And it sounds like that's what you're wanting to do. It's hard. Your family is the least of your problems. It's the hate you're going to get. It's all of that. But I don't care. I'm past it. I don't care because it's worth it for me. I get so much joy out of this. It brings me to such a peace I can't explain to come out here and verbally process my issues or our life issues and talk it out. I don't give a shit what people think. You think my mom is glad I have this channel? I don't think she is. I don't know the answer to that. She doesn't watch, but I think it makes her uncomfortable. My mom's a private person, and I think she's kind of like judgy about how in the world could you come out and talk to the world? Well, I'm not you, and you're not me. Exactly. Sam Ashby, nobody is you but you. I'm not asking you to support it. I'm just asking you to understand that this is what I want to do. And my mom never talks to me about my channel. It's not like a daily thing, but I think because I was sitting with her all afternoon, she was like, do your people still like you? And I was like, what does that even mean? The same person that loved me yesterday fucking hates me today. That's my life. People who love me turn around and make hate videos and take it to Reddit and have fake names and talk shit and stab you in the back. And then the people that love me, I know who they are. They're with me all the time. They're consistent. They do what they say they're going to do. I talk to them. I text them behind the scenes. Like it's the best I can do. I'm doing the best I can. And whether people still like me or love me is not why I'm here. I don't give a shit. I'm here because I want to be here. I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm not here to get you to like me. That's not the point. It never has been. That's going to fluctuate. And it did. I lost 4,000 subscribers. It fluctuated. Big fucking deal. Such as life, right? It's hard when someone starts crossing your boundaries and you feel bad about reinforcing them. That is hard, Alana. And I'm surprised to hear you say that. That is very hard just because you're so good at boundaries. Barpo, I love what you do, Reese. Your talking helps. Your mom sounds like my parents who want to kiss ass to unknown people. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's, what would you call that? Image. Image is important to a lot of people. And that's not such a bad thing. A lot of people have that addiction. Image. And it's not like, I don't mean money image, like cars. My mom drives old, shitty, broke down cars. She didn't care about any of that. Right. But I think like how I look like, but this is way before YouTube. I would go out with my mom in public and I would say something shocking to her. And she'd go, Reese. She did it just the other day. What did I say? I can't remember what I said, but I just did it the other day. I said it in the hospital, and I said something, and she went, Reese. Like she does it all the time. Like it's important to her that like probably how a lot of you were raised is like Shh, like, don't be yourself. Like, God forbid you have a colorful personality. I am not tearing my mom down right now. It's just a generational thing. And sometimes it's just how people were raised thing, right? Like image is important to a lot of people. It's not to me. Clearly, it's not. Look at all the hate that I have endured. Look at all the shit that people say about me. It's like a game of telephone. Look at all the people who band together to hate me, the gossip wagon of people that I don't give a fuck about. It's the lowest form of communication. You think I want to be around people like that? You think I don't know they exist? You think I don't know that they come in here and go, "Hi, Reese, I love you." And then they go into other chats and they're like, "Reese sucks." I don't care. That's not why I'm here. I'm here for the betterment of me and this community who wants to be here with me, and we all evolve. That's the only reason I'm here. And I want to resolve conflict in a very respectful, healthy manner. I just want to become a better person. And that doesn't matter to me what people think of that, whether they think highly of that or they think I'm a total piece of shit. It doesn't matter to me. Do you know how much hate I've endured? It doesn't matter at this point. Rue, you're such a great multitasker. How do you read, talk on topic, off topic, and remember what the chat is saying? I don't know. People ask me that a lot, Rue. It is kind of weird. It took me like a few days to get it down when I first started my channel, but it is hard to have 200 people or more sometimes in a chat. The chat's going, I'm trying to stay on topic, tell somebody happy birthday, tell them that, sorry for whatever happened if they lost their job or something, and then get back on topic. Remember what I said. As you see, Rue, I don't always do it. Sometimes I will falter and I'll go, "Oh shit, I totally forgot what I was saying." And then you guys will help get me back on track. But thank you for super chatting me and thank you for saying that. I really enjoy being able to multitask like this. I'm told not a lot of other YouTubers do what I do. Sometimes it's lonely when you have to hold up your boundary. Yeah, for sure. I would rather be by myself than dealing with a partner's drama. I agree with that. Because the partner also has the job of, there's you and there's me in a relationship, and you have all this baggage and, your daily shit. Don't bring that onto me. Don't bleed that onto me. That's what therapy's for. That's what journaling or whatever it is, however you deal with your shit is. But, just because I'm in a relationship with you doesn't give you the right to bring all your shit to me and dump it. I'm not a punching bag either. That's another boundary. Good point. It's like if someone asked me, "So do people still buy cakes from you? Do they still like your cakes? It's your business and you do it the way you want it done." Yeah, it's odd, but I think my mom is curious because she doesn't watch. And I think she doesn't watch because it makes her uncomfortable that I'm out here just talking about life, vaginas, sex, lies, deceit, Scientology, statutory rape in my life. Like, I think all those things, she's kind of like, whoa, how can you put that all out there for the world? She's not wrong. It's just her point of view. And as long as we can respectfully disagree, I'm not sitting here going, my mom is just, she's not. It's just, that's her boundary. Right. And I don't push it on her. So all she can do, I think sometimes is go, "Do people still like you?" I think sometimes she's surprised that people would still like me because I overshare. But there are people that like me. There's a few left. Baby Steps, I love you, Reese. Well, thanks, Baby Steps. I have to continue my errands. I will catch the rest on replay. Keep on keeping on love. I love you, Baby Steps, and I'll see you on Sunday. Thank you for coming in. And again, congrats to your daughter. I love that. Thank you for the super chat, babe. Took me 50 years to not care what others think of me or want approval, but dang, I feel free. It's an incredible thing once it happens. Once you realize it's such a trap, it's fake account troll. Did someone mention trolls? I'm here and used are all poopy heads. How dare Reese care about her parents? How dare she not care about trolls? I don't know who that is, but that's cute. Scientology crimes. I almost read that as crims. God lets us discern those friends that want to be a help to you or just a busybody. Avoid the busybody. Today's my birthday, and after 60 years on this earth, I finally learned that. See, this is my point. That's a beautiful thing to say. And happy birthday, by the way, Scientology crimes. That's incredible. It's so true. Like, know the difference, guys, and God will help you with that, or however you live your life, you'll figure it out, right? Know the difference between who the hell is in your business and who is in your corner. There is a difference, and I think a lot of people latch on to you because they wanna just be busybodies. Fuck that, I'm out. I do not, I'll Shark Tank it. For those reasons, I'm out. I do not wanna be around busybodies. If somebody comes to me going, "Did you hear?" That's bye, you're out of my life. It's an immediate red flag. I don't want gossipy people in my life. I really don't. I'd rather be alone. I would rather be lonely, or just have a partner or whatever it is, because I can't. I spot it like that now from losing all those friends. Thank you, Jennifer Ogle, and I will. I will. I think my mom loves me and is proud of me. I think it's a confusing thing. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand it. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the lyrics to that song Pink Pony Girl, whatever that song is, by that lady. I like that song. And she says, like, her mom doesn't really seem to understand. Like, it's just, I'm just going off to do my thing here. And I really don't have anything else to say about that. I shouldn't have spoken to it because I can't even think of the singer of the song. So let's just disregard that. We'll disregard that. Thank you so much. So mote it be so stricken from the record. Liz Tricks, are you still in here taking notes, minutes for the stream? So mote it be, strike that from the record. Hey, Yorkie Mom. Hey, Pepperoni Nips. Chapel Roan. Hey, Stretch. I like that girl. I mean, I don't know anything about her, but that's a catchy song. The Pink Pony Girl. I don't think it's generational. I think it's more about maturity and experience. Thanks, Liz. Yeah. You know, that's a good point too. It's not an older person thing, and I include myself in that, so no one get offended. I consider anything an older person thing 40s and up. Like 20s and 30s, you don't know yourself. 30s, you start to get to know yourself. 20s are the seventh circle of hell. I would never want to go back to my 20s. I feel like I was just using people left and right to try to figure out who I was. I was rude to people. I was shitty to people. Are you speaking on terms? Are you on speaking terms? Sorry. Got it. With Krems, I was so upset at how things went down. I was so invested. Barpo, absolutely. Yes. He's a very, very close person in my life behind the scenes. I just don't talk about him as much here because that was a mistake on my end. I got people to feel a certain way because I was way too oversharing. But yeah, absolutely. Tommy's an amazing person. And I'm really happy to have him in my life because we've both done a lot of work on ourselves. And I'm super impressed with the man he is today. I'm really impressed with the work that guy did on himself. So, yes, all is well in the Crimverse. People get so judgmental of how others are living. It's a bit crazy how someone not in your shoes tells you how to walk. Good God. Hey, Haley's Hobbies. It's been a hard day. I emotionally can't handle when someone close is having a bad day. Definitely need tools in my belt that I am not responsible for someone's day. That's a great point. You are not responsible for somebody else's bad day. You're not responsible for any of the shit that people bring to you. Just keep it separate. That's your problem. That's a you problem. And I'm not going to make it my own. I'm not going to make it my problem. I have gotten so much better at hearing the match light. Get really good and skilled. Hone in on those skills, girl. Don't let it get to the point where you had to go, whoa, wait, what just happened? No. Spot it when people bring you their problems and go, I'm so sorry that's happening to you. However, kitchen's fucking closed. We're not going to bring that to me. I'm not going to adopt your problems. You're not going to dump them on me. I'm not going to solve them for you. Like, that's your issue. Hey, Professor Kakan. I love that, Carol. Yeah, this is so true, though, Deborah Ricci. People are so judgmental of other people and how they live their lives. It's unbelievable to me. It's true not everyone is on your side, but then is also true that not everyone is against you. Those who love you, love you. Those who don't, don't. Absolutely. It's such a good fact. Yes, absolutely. And I love this, Carol. The friends that you lost weren't friends, they were contacts. Contacts are simple to delete. Good point. You are loved. This is a really good question, guys, and chime in on this if you have an answer. So where is the line? Empathy versus not my problem. That's a great point. Because if somebody comes to you and it's somebody that you really care about, obviously, I wouldn't even do this to someone I don't care about. I'm never going to say to someone like, not my problem. That's just rude. And that's not how you deal with anything. It's rude. It's mean. And they'll always remember it. Remember how I said the true currency in this world is the effect we have on others? You got to soften your edges. You got to polish yourself up. You cannot just go, not my problem. I think that's so rude when people do that. So I did not mean it that way. I would never say that to someone. You are loved. I'm so glad, Buffy. Deborah Ricci says, I'm here to listen, but not take it on to myself. That's a great way of putting it. I was going to give you an example the other day. I had a conversation with Huxley, who is my son, who I love more than anything, right? He was giving me something that felt very much like a cop out. Like, I'm not good at this because of this. It's not my fault. And I was like, yeah, so this isn't exactly giving me a problem that I rejected, but I just simply was like, let's take a look at another way of how we can view that. Because while it's true that everything that happened to you is a terrible thing, it can be trauma, right? But that's not a reason to be able to go fail at something or to treat other people bad, right? Like, Scientology was a horrible thing in my life. Tommy says to me, he goes, I can't believe you're not a serial killer. And I'm like, how do you know I'm not? Did you just assume I wasn't? That's shit, man. Do better. What if I'm just like the Zodiac and I got away with it? Okay. Women are pretty fucking smart. We're sleuths. No, I really don't have that kind of time. But still, the point is, all kinds of shit happens to us. That doesn't give us a reason to treat people bad or to do poorly in life or to blame it on things or to kick the dog or whatever you do. It's not a reason. So it's kind of similar to someone dumping a problem on you. You don't say that's not my problem. You definitely could say, I love that. I'm here to listen, but I can't take on this problem. I can try to help you solve it. If they're like, you have to, like, they have to show that they're interested in a solution. I told you I had a boss once. Love you, Barpo. I had a boss once that had a sign up that said, don't bring me a problem without a solution. I love that. Bring me your problems. I'll listen to you and even start on a solution and I'll help you. But I'm not going to adopt the fucking problem. I'm not going to make it my problem, but I'll help you find some tools, just like that's what therapy is. Therapy is the handing you the right tools to deal with something. So if I know that you need a wrench for that problem, I'll absolutely help you with the wrench, but I'm not going to take it on and there's a difference. When you take on somebody's issues, what happens? We get super stressed out. I do. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, now this is my problem. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, we need to figure this out. I don't know. No. I'm not doing all that. I'm not going to go deep into the dive of emotions with you and make this my problem. But I will stay on the surface, help you, and hand you the proper tools if I have them. I'll help you direct you to someone who has them. But yeah, I'm certainly not going to reject someone and go, not my problem. That's such a shitty thing to do. Okay, Wendy Brewer, love you, babe, and love to your parents. Healing vibes and prayers. Time Mark says, empathy equals understanding. Expecting you to do something is not your problem. Yeah, there is a difference. I agree with that, Time Mark. It's very, people have a habit of dumping problems on you and expecting you to do something about it. And that's where we have to get good at identifying, like, oh, you just dumped your problem on me and you think I'm going to do something about it. I'm not. Now you can handle that in a kind way. You can say that in a kind way. Haley's Hobbies. Thanks, everyone. They're not putting it on me, but more so I irrationally feel as though it's my fault. I'm the type always asking, are you mad at me? I take everything personally when it's not about me. I was always that way too. Yeah. Haley's Hobbies. Thank you for admitting to that and being vulnerable. It is hard to find that balance, but I'll tell you this, you'll find it. I had to find it. It's an addiction. It's people pleasing. It's setting other people on fire to keep you warm. It's setting you on fire to keep you warm. Okay, let's try it again. Setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. It's an addiction, it's a habit, it's external. And one day you'll figure it out that you have it all here internally. It's an insecurity issue. For me, it was a lack of confidence. It's all of those things. And they're just that takes time. That's not an overnight thing. So thank you for admitting to that. Live the 444 dream. When your partner wants to be right, they are not listening. Absolute fact. Whatever is stressing them now becomes your problem. Make sure you want to be in a space with them. It's effing exhausting. We were talking about that earlier. Live the 444 dream. I was telling the chat, when it becomes a matter of someone just wanting to be right or both people wanting to be right, who wins? Where is the conflict resolution? Thank you. You are loved. Where's the resolution then? Nobody's trying to resolve anything. There's just like, we're keeping track now of we're keeping tallies. What's the fucking point of that? I'd rather be alone. And it's a maturity issue. Like, you're not healed or well enough of a partner for me that if we're just going to do this back and forth bicker shit like I did with Jeff, keep it. This is what I was saying. I don't have a need or a reason or a want to ever get married again, because I don't want to just be somebody's wife. Like, I need a real partnership with someone I can count on, that I know I'm going to be safe with at all times. There's no excuses. There's no slip ups. Oh, hey. My brother's in town. He just got here and he said, "Hey, Reese, what are you up to this weekend? I would love to see you while I'm here." Isn't that nice? You know what's exciting? That's my brother, who's a pastor. And so I'm actually, the last time I saw him, I was just kind of dipping my foot in with the God curiosity. And so now I'm really excited. So I'll see him tomorrow when I go up to take care of my mom. That's really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing him. Everything is a case by case situation. Sometimes I can help, sometimes I can listen, sometimes I don't have anything to give, and that's okay. Melissa, that's so true. My ex-husband tried to bring me into his drama with our child, which had no relevance to me. It told him, "I have no skin in the game. That's between you and her. She's an adult now, and so are you." Exactly. That's right. That's so true, Buffy. I love you, Debbie Zito. That's such a nice thing to say. There's never a winner when you fight with your partner. A healthy fight ends when each person accepts they're wrong in that conversation. That's right. There shouldn't, I mean, you're so right about that, Time Mark. There shouldn't even be, I don't fight like that. So I'm not really, I get confused because I'm not looking to win. Now, I can probably put myself in my shoes as an ex Scientologist. They fight to be dirty, they fight to be mean, and they fight to win. No one wins, though, ever when you're a Scientologist. They fight physically, they throw shit. It's really ugly. And I think that's why I get really sensitive to fighting. To me, there's no reason for it. And I get super fucking triggered when somebody starts yelling at me or badgering me or being abusive verbally, which is all the same thing there. Peace and love has no space for ego. That's beautiful. You are loved. And that's true. Take your ego out of this fight. And I feel like men do that more than women. I could be wrong, but the men I've been with do that more. And it's about winning and it's about their ego. And it's like, I just want to resolve this. Can we do that without screaming? I mean, Jeff truly used to yell so loud, he'd get in my face and spit. He would spit at my glasses. He would get so close to me and he would be screaming so loud, he would spit on me. And I just always used to think, like, this is nuts. There's no excuse for this. I never want a fucking partner who does that and then has to apologize for it later. You've blew way past a boundary for me. And I'm done with that. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to be married to a partner that's ever going to slip up and do that shit. It's wrong on so many levels and it's so unnecessary. Yes, there's listening to answer, to respond. Yeah, and there's listening to understand. Totally, time arc. That kind of a relationship is totally unbalanced. Totally. It's insane. There's no reason for that, as far as I'm concerned. If I were like a marriage counselor, that would be the first thing I would think is like, there's no reason for this. Why does anybody get to a point of escalation where you are screaming at each other? You got problems. You've got like unsolved stuff that you should never even be entering into a marriage until you deal with that stuff. And it can be dealt with. You have to face it head on, though. And you can't expect a partner to do it for you. No apology big enough to condone that behavior. Absolutely, Joanne Hawley. Yeah, here's so true. Where does that anger even come from? Did I make another note about this? I didn't write it down. Hold on. Let me think. It's really profound. Damn, I may not be able to remember it. And I talked to a friend last night about it, and I may have to call that person back and ask them to repeat what they said there. It was something along the lines of, you can't, oh God, it was so good. I can't believe I didn't write this down. You can't expect to be loved more than you love yourself or how you treat yourself. Does that make sense? So if you love yourself at a 5 or a 6, you can't expect someone to come along and love you and treat you at a 10. And I thought that was really interesting. I'm pretty sure that was it. You how could you expect, if you're not healed, if you haven't done the work, if you've got all this inner war going on with yourself that you're battling, how in the world are you expecting to attract someone who's healthy and has proper boundaries and loves themselves fully and has confidence in themselves? Like, that's the main issue with relationships, as far as I'm concerned. You expect something out of your partner when you're not even doing the work on yourself. Like, people really shouldn't be in relationships. I see a lot of relationships and I'm like, oh my God, it's my ex relationship. Me and Jeff, we should have never, I had nothing in common there. And the first date on the ride home, I was like, this dude is boring. Like, this is not a match for me. The only reason I think I stuck that around and stuck it through. Okay, now I really do have a hair on me. I feel it. There it is. It was a hair. Oh, my nose is so itchy. It's probably going to start bleeding. The only reason I think I look back on this and I reflect on it, the only reason I think that I kept that charade going is because I was so lonely from Fred just dying. Thanks, Rue. And I lacked I don't think I wanted to be alone. I think I appreciated the attention. I was getting attention and I didn't want to be alone. That's the only reason I can think of that I put up with that shit, because we had nothing in common. It was pointless. It was stupid. It might as well have been an arranged marriage. Like, hey, dude, hey, lady, you two are getting married. Like, figure it out. We were not a match at all. He was so unhealed, and I was so unhealed from my trauma and my past and Scientology. I hadn't even begun to do the work on myself. We had no business being together. And I didn't love myself at all. And I had no confidence and I didn't know who I was. Why would I expect to attract anything better than Jeff? I am so lucky to have had Fred in that time. It's all too common, Debbie, because people just settle for each other because they're lonely. Did you guys sit and talk about Fred? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jeff and Fred were very close friends. We're constantly changing and growing. Relationships can only work if both parties are constantly adapting and learning each other and themselves. Totally true. Yeah. And if one of them doesn't want to do the work, you're screwed. That's how that ends in divorce as well, because people change and grow. And if one of them refuses not to, or if one of them gets mad that you're changing and growing, that's a problem. Jeff was a predator who targeted you and tried to break you. Thank God it didn't work. I agree with that, Melissa. I agree with that. I think he took advantage of me at a very vulnerable time. He hit on me at my husband's funeral. Now, I can't blame Jeff entirely. What was I doing? Why did I go out with him? Like, I entered into it as well, but I know why. I was lacking, a backbone. I was lacking confidence, and I was s scooping up, I was what's the word? Like, eating up his attention he was giving to me. He was taking me to parties and giving me attention, and I think that I was just like, "Yes, this is what I need right now because I don't wanna be alone." Looking back, that was all that was, and it just got worse and worse. Do you think you stood with Jeff to feel close to Fred? Absolutely. I think I felt close to Fred in some weird way by being with Jeff. Now, Jeff also sold me bullshit about that, that like he and Fred were so close. And remember, do you remember when he said it on my stream that Fred gifted her to me? He said that a couple of times. And he said that to his jester pals. And Fred never said anything like that. Fred didn't even talk like that. What a culty, weird fucking thing to say. Fred gifted her to me. And you were in a bad place with losing Gary and Fred. Gary was my dog. That's so true, Yorkie mom. You're right, Pam. Now, I take responsibility for that. I was there. It takes two, guys. I was there. But I absolutely look back at that and I see that he saw this vulnerable, easy to control, easy to manipulate girl who was also in a cult. Um, Reese, did Jeff's first wife say if he was ever kind? I never met his first wife. His second wife comes into our chat all the time, Wanda, and you'd have to ask her that. I don't know if he was really kind to her in the beginning. I'm going to assume that he was because she married him and they had kids, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Looking for a man to take care. Hey, Linda. Looking for a man to take care of you, but now you know the power you have within you to take care of and love yourself. Beautiful thing to say, Debbie. I feel so differently about myself. I don't need a man. There's a huge difference. I have never, ever felt that way in my life. I always felt like I was missing if I didn't have a man. Like a part of me was missing. Like I have to have a plus one to make me happy. I had an addiction to that. And I'm sure it stemmed from my relationship with my dad. At first, it started off with using sex, like using men for sex just to cope so I could feel something, like wanting to feel wanted, needed, loved by having sex with them. That was my early 20s. And so I just went through different phase of coping mechanisms, but for sure. And now I'm at a stage where I absolutely don't need a man. I'll probably never get married again. I don't see a need for it in my life. I'm not against marriage. I'm actually very much for it. I think it's a beautiful union. I think it's a beautiful thing. If it works for you and that's what you want and you're both on board. But for me, I don't really see a purpose in it. Misogynistic, you are not a common commodity. Big red flag. No one should ever treat a woman like something that can be bought, sold, or gifted. Oh, Joanne, tell me about it. Here's the thing. Look at Jeff. Look at the jesters, which I kind of want to talk about the jesters going forward a little bit more, but look at the jesters, guys. Women were objects. We were objects. Look how many of them came up and grab-assed me, groped me over the years that I was with Jeff. Look how many of them did that. Look at that one guy who came up and tugged my hair and said, "You look like a schoolgirl," and I like it. I was shaking. I cried every time that happened to me. I would get in the car and I would cry and I would say, "This guy just grabbed me earlier tonight. Your friend grabbed me on the ass. His wife was there." And I would shake about it. And he'd go, "Well, I didn't see it. I'm sure he didn't mean anything by it." Women were fucking objects. Those guys are in a sex cult and they hire women to do whatever they want to do to make them say whatever they should say. Those women are manipulated and indoctrinated. It's disgusting. And I was treated that way. I think I was being groomed to become a jester hooker, to be honest, because of how many times Jeff said to me, "You'd make a great jester prostitute. The guys would love you. Your body, your bubbly personality, your age. Oh, they would go crazy for you." I think I was being groomed for that. And I think I also, like Tommy said that once, you were being groomed to be passed around. That's right, Franklin. Passed around to Jeff's little friends who were groping me at parties. And it's not like I'm this hot little thing. I said that to a friend the other day. It's not like I'm like this bombshell woman. The only reason that happened at parties is because I was one of the youngest jester wives. Most of the jesters were 65 and older. Most of the wives were 65 and older. So me in my 30s was walking around at these parties and they were just like tractor beam, you know? And it's sad and it's disgusting. And they would come up to Jeff with their drinks and they'd go, "Hey Jeff, is this and Jeff would go, "This is my lady." And they would go, "Nice choice. Great choice." Like, what? Like a car? I always felt like an object. Linda, thank you for that super sticker, babe. That is really kind. That is really, really nice. Hey, Denise, I wish I had something profound to say to you. So I'll just say that cranberry color. I love you. That's a good name for it, cranberry. I was saying plum. Thank you for that, Denise. And you don't ever have to say anything profound. I just love you. Thank you for being here. Carol, I drifted away when Jeff was around. I had a 29-year marriage. It took me 28 years to figure out that he was a predator and had groomed me and controlled me. Been free for 20 years. Good for you, Carol. And I totally understand. Your mental wellness always comes first, guys. Step away. Step away from anything, not just this channel. Step away from anything where you need to step away from and take a break. Fix it. Work on you. I get it. Congrats, Carol. Live the 444 dream. Mel Robbins says, people are only capable of showing up in life as exactly who they are right now. If someone has not done the work on themselves, they can't meet you where you want them to. Absolutely. We talk about that quote all the time. You only can meet people where they're at. And Mel Robbins also says, you can make somebody a cup of coffee. You can make them breakfast. You can make them laugh. You cannot make them change. So you are literally beating a dead horse when you try to get somebody to change. It's never going to happen. People only change when they want to. And if they don't want to, and you continue to let them get away with their bullshit, and you're going to keep them around if you decide to do that, then you have to meet them where they're at. You cannot expect them to be here when they're here. You got to come down and meet them where they're at. We talk about that a lot, and I think it's a beautiful thing. Then let me choose my next boundary, my energy, and my next move. I love that. Yes. You were arm candy and not a queen with Jeff. Franklin, yeah, I think I was just very much an object. Very much. He didn't give two shits about me. You were fresh young meat to them. That's so gross, but so true. Jeff made my skin crawl. Understandable, Spooky Pook. I'm actually glad. Thank you. You are loved. Spooky Pook, I'm sorry that happened. And I'm sorry that you guys felt that way about Jeff. We all did. But honestly, aren't you glad you all got to see it for yourself versus me telling you? It's kind of like the Scientology audio tapes that I play. I pull back the curtain so you don't even have to hear it from me. It's not my point of view, my perspective, my story. You get to hear it from their mouth. It's the same thing with Jeff. You guys all got to make that decision on your own. And Jeff really was predatorial. And I think that he latched on to me at the exact time that he knew it would work out. He told me on our first date that the jester, I feel like I have a hair on me again. The jester guys every Friday would meet for lunch. And he told me on our first date that every guy was always jealous of Fred having me. And when Fred was going to pass, who was going to make a move, who was going to make the first move, who was going to get me after Fred died. They were all kind of like doing a poll, right? Group meeting about it. Who's going to get her? That's so fucked up. But I also was so unhealed. Do you know I should have ran to move to Guam and changed my number and name after I heard that on a first date? And I didn't. I dumped Jeff several times and he wouldn't take no for an answer. He showed up at my house. I dumped him on my birthday and he showed up at my house. And I was like, I'm not going. And he was like, you're going. You guys know that. Jeff did that a lot. He would say, I didn't ask. You don't have a choice. You're going. Like he would say stuff like that to me. Still, it's not enough. I should have walked away. But I wasn't in a good place. You had to meet me where I was at. If that shit happened now, I'd probably call the fucking cops. If you showed up at my house and said, "You don't have a choice, you're going," I'd call the police. And I'd go, "We'll see who has a choice." Actually, I probably wouldn't even do that. I'm packing. I'd probably just get my weapon out and say, "It's up to you. Get the fuck off my property." He was a lesson, one that you won't repeat due to your personal growth. Thank you, Melissa. I agree with that. I agree with that. I will never repeat that mistake again, ever. But I was clearly in a bad place. I know, Ty Mark. Abigail, you are not to associate with anyone who claims to be a believer yet indulges in sexual sin or is greedy or worships idols or is abusive or is a drunkard or cheats people. Wow. New Testament, that's in the Bible. That's amazing, Abigail. That's a lovely scripture. Thank you for sharing that. You didn't know how messed up you were at the time. You have grown much since then. Franklin, I didn't. And I take all accountability for that, guys. I should have never tangled myself into that web, but I did. And I'm not even really regretting it. So, like, I'm glad it happened. It took all of those horrible actions to happen to get me to where I am right now. That's how I look at it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and like kick myself and be mad at myself. Instead, I would rather just learn from that lesson and never do it again and be able to spot those things better. All of that was a giant red flag. Sounds like they thought you knew about the gestures from Fred. Yeah, and I didn't. I didn't know any of that creepy shit. Fred never told me that stuff. And Fred didn't participate. He stayed with me. So it was a big difference. Yeah, Carol. Hey, Nancy. Lisa Kelson, you grow more every day than a lot of us grow in a year. You inspire me daily. Thank you, Lisa. That is such a nice thing to say. It's because of you guys, though. I talk it out, we verbally process it, everybody gives their feedback, and we do this 2 hours a day every day. And it's a beautiful thing. It is so healthy. I love this channel for that reason. That's why I'm growing quickly, because we process it here and we talk about it. And then other people go, like Carol, who said I was in a 28-year marriage to something like that. Like, we can reflect on what she said. I love this. I love this community. Hey, Martin. I'm happy to see you, my sweet Danish man. Rafi and I once talked about and agreed that if he didn't have his kidney issues and I my eating disorder, we wouldn't have ended up together. But obviously, we were the right match together for 34 years. That's so true. They are so cute. They're on the Zoom call and they're so cute. They're such a sweet couple. I love Armine and Rafi. And she's right. It makes me think, honestly, and what you said about your backgrounds, it makes me think of Tommy. You know, he's got this horrible criminal background and past and drugs and all of that. It's dark. And then I have mine. And I feel like that's how we met and started streaming. And we learned a lot of lessons doing that. There was some serious bumps and fuck ups, but it still makes me think of like we had those strong backgrounds and it did bring us together to meet, right? You were also in a high control group, so the demands were normal for you. So true. You are loved. That's so true. Yeah, Carol. Exactly. Guys, I loved tonight. Hey, Robin Miners. Oh, I love this. Guys, I can't even remember what I listened to for motivation before this community. This is a gift. Robin Miners, that is such a cool thing to say. And I really agree with that. That's why I come here every day. That's why I show up. This means so much to me. This channel, this community, I don't care if the numbers keep dropping because I haven't really noticed as far as the engagement, the chat, the friendships, the experiences has just kept on going. Robin, that's beautiful. Thank you for saying that. That's amazing. Oh, well, happy birthday, Lisa Kelson, and I hope that you feel better. Joanne Hawley, I know you do. Thank you, Armine. It's funny that a computer programmer guy underestimated a smart lady. That is hilarious, Timer. Oh, maybe it was the age gap. Maybe I just was quicker. I just outsmarted him. I'm not really sure. That's hilarious. There's a lot of truth to that. This was a good stream. I needed this, especially after things that happened. I know, Buffy. We love you, Buffy. You're always surrounded in comfort here and you're in good company, babe. Guys, I love you. Please hit subscribe before you leave. I mean it. If you're okay with being here, make sure you're subscribed. It's important to me. I'm trying to spread my voice more for different topics. We've changed the channel a little bit and I'm liking where it's going. Please continue to go with me if you want to and hit subscribe. Oh my God. Vicky Cat. Late due to phone call of bad news. My beloved friend and former coworker died in Germany on a business trip. That's horrible, Vicky Cat, and I am so sorry. That's terrifying. Oh my God. I am so sorry that happened. That's terrible news. Vicky Cat, I'm glad that you made it. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. That's horrible. Here's a scripture. Maybe it will help. I don't know. God, my nose is so bad tonight. It's because I didn't use my Flonase today. Tennessee is horrible for allergies. I just want to tell anybody that has bad allergies. It's so bad here in the fall. Viggy Cat, yes, I'm really, truly sorry. I bet you are sad. We're here for you, Viggy Cat, every day. Abigail, closing. Don't let anyone capture you with empty philosophies and high-sounding nonsense that comes from human thinking and from the spiritual powers of this world, rather than from Christ. Ooh, I love that. New Testament. I love that. Be on a higher plane than that. I agree with that so much, guys. No need to. This is what I mean. Like, this is why I don't care about other people's opinions of who hate me, who don't know me, or do know me. It doesn't matter. We're here on earth for a short time. I really don't care what you think of me. We're just going to part ways and move on. I don't care. I'm here to grow. I'm here to change, and I'm here to get better. I don't have time to sink down into gossip or what other people's meh of me, right? Or you. Doesn't matter. We have bigger things to do. Thank you for that. Thank you, Abigail. That was really perfect. Thank you for the super chat. All right, everybody, hit subscribe. Thank you for the super chats tonight. I mean that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the membership. Thank you for being members. I always appreciate that. It really helps me and Huxley. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Hit subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be tricky. I'm going to be with my mom most of tomorrow, but my brother's coming. So I also have a housewarming party. Sunday is the Zoom. So I will be here tomorrow. It could be at 3 in the afternoon. I don't know. It could be at 6:30, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm not sure. So if you catch me, you catch me. I understand you guys have a life as well, and it's a Saturday. Saturdays are weird streaming days anyway. So I'll be here at some point. But I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me tonight. This was such an important stream to me. And we may continue it tomorrow because it's just a really important topic. And I could tell that a lot of you took to it as well. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you, mods. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Here comes Fred, guys.